I'm gonna make this small, this bigger.
Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. This is Nicholas Live, and today we got Spectiv VR, an awesome virtual reality streaming platform. With us, we have two very special guests. We have Dylan Center and Nick Ravenbash. Dylan is in the red shirt. He is the CEO of Spectiv, and Dylan is the I really just messed up the intro. Well, you guys see all this live, and you know, live is a bit. There's a bit of pressure with everything being streamed directly to YouTube. I'm actually gonna cut this part off on the pre-replay, but you guys watching live, give this a thumbs up for the funny intro. Now, Dylan Center is the CEO of Spectiv VR, and Nick Ravenbash is the co-founder. We will be doing 3 very exclusive updates, so make sure you guys stay until the end to hear stuff that is going to be shared for the first time right on this video live. And also there'll be lots of updates that Spectiv has been working very hard on, including their GitHub and all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes while these guys prepare for their ICO in December. Now, Dylan, do you want to give us a quick rundown of what you want to talk about today before we get into the Q&A later from the live chat?
Yeah, so we'll just talk about, I'll highlight some of the points that we'll be going through. We can do a Q&A and then we can get into our updates and such. So basically, we have, as Nicholas mentioned, we have a number of updates to mention in this call, some of which are exclusive. We haven't really said anywhere else. And also, as it says in the title, we're launching our virtual reality video streaming platform, SpectiveVR.tv, and we'll do a walkthrough of that, explain, you know, some of the partnerships we have there, the creators we have there, and then we'll get into the updates at the end, I guess, or as we reach those points.
Okay. Now make sure you guys stay all the way until the end, because I will be giving up 500 SIGs to a lucky person from the live chat. Most likely a very good question. So make sure you guys ask any questions you want answered live from the founders of Spectiv. And always make sure to subscribe to this channel for live streams, no edits basically, all the crypto updates and the CEO interviews, as you guys see. Now, which update do you want to start with first?
All right, so we'll start with, before we get into talking about, you know, the platform we're releasing, we want to talk about, so this is something that we've already mentioned, and we've done, you know, we've talked about it in a couple places, but I don't think we've talked about it on your show yet. So for one, we have actually acquired a virtual reality technology from a company called Live Tour Lab. We've acquired all of their intellectual property and their assets, as well as all of the code that goes along with their technology. And just so y'all know, our GitHub link is in the description to this video, so you can go check that out. Basically, Live Tour Lab is a virtual reality technology that allows you to create immersive experiences within 360 videos, as well as it allows us to do some things on the advertising side, which I'll mention. But basically, they were for a while, they were the highest rated GitHub in the React VR space. So they're a very popular technology in the VR space. And with it, I usually use this example. So if you're watching a 360 video that, let's say, comes to a point where there's like a fork in the road, and you can go right, or you can like you can see a road going right and a road going left. Normally that would be it. You would see that in the 360 video. With Live Tour Lab, it allows you to put choices and immersive experiences within 360 videos to an effect where we can have an icon on the right road and an icon on the left road, each with the description of maybe what would happen. And depending on which icon you click on or which icon you choose, you'll actually be driven to a completely different experience. You'll go to a completely different video. It's basically like a choose your own adventure, but they're coming to life in 360 videos. I'll let Nick explain what we can do with advertising in this technology.
Yeah, so Dylan did a great job of detailing it on the interactive side, but you know, one of the things that we're also really excited about is how
easy this is going to make it for us to integrate advertising into our virtual reality experiences, where we can now embed images and also 2D videos within our 360 environments. What this means is that, if you're watching a virtual reality stream, and you're out on a beach in like Panama or something like that, we can embed an advertisement basically right by your chair or something like that. So you're looking around, you're seeing the beach, you're seeing the people and this, that, and the other. But then you can also see an advertisement, and we can monitor kind of like your engagement with that ad. Did you actually go and convert and watch the entire advertisement? Did you look at it? Did you go and see the website and things like that? And that's going to kind of basically be where we first integrate our token through. So basically, the acquisition of Live Tour Labs has been really awesome. It's going to help kind of make Spectiv a lot more robust in interactivity, and then also actually executing advertisements. But one of the also really exciting things about it is just kind of our relationship with the founders at Live Tour Labs. They were advisors for 2 other VR ICO projects. If you guys are familiar with Capacity
and Vibe Hub.
And then Vibe Hub, they the founders of Live Tour Lab were advisors to those projects, and then reached out to us basically saying that they could see their technology fitting in really well with what we do, and that they were ready to leave. They wanted to go and kind of move on to some other projects, and that they really kind of could see us running pretty well with it. So we did the acquisition for full rights to the intellectual property and the assets. We own them all now. And yeah, we got the GitHub, the code, and everything like that, and we're really excited to integrate it with the Spectiv platform. So that's the update on the acquisition. We're really excited to announce that to you guys. And yeah,
maybe if anybody has any questions on that, we could do a quick round of Q&A about that if there are questions.
Yeah. So
you guys can post as many questions as you want, because we'll be mostly focusing on live updates, which this was the first one. I'm already blown away, but there's 3 more exclusive ones which you guys haven't mentioned anywhere before. Yeah, I don't see any questions popping up about this technology itself, but that's amazing.
Yeah. Brooke, so on the token side, got 2 general updates on the token side. One, we brought on 2 new Solidity developers that we actually met at the Texas Bitcoin conference. Really awesome guys. They're going to be developing for us the functional MVP of the Signal token protocol. So right now, the Signal token protocol, as we describe in the white paper, functions to execute decentralized advertising between advertisers and content publishers, viewers, and content curators, meaning people who share content. We are going to have developed the MVP for advertisers to reward content publishers for running ads on their content. Everything else for curators and viewers are going to be updates that we make running into early 2018. But for this beginning kind of minimum viable product aspect, we are going to have that developed, with the assistance of the 2 guys we've brought on. So we're really excited about that. In addition, on the token contract,
just quick, that will be released before the token sale. So we're expecting that to release at the end of this month, actually.
Yes, which is something that we're the most excited about, is that our token will be functional prior to token sale, just to make that clear. And then Dylan can probably talk a little bit about token contract audit that we're doing.
Yep. So then on that note, as I mentioned earlier, if you go to our GitHub, you'll see you'll be able to see all of the Live Tour Lab, their repository. You can see how popular they are. They have over 850 stars on GitHub. But then you'll also be able to see, so this is actually exclusive. Our Signal token smart contract has just been added to the GitHub. So you'll be able to go in, you can see our smart contract. Now keep in mind that it is, there may be some minor changes and such, because the other part of this announcement is that we're getting our contract audited right now. So we've just started the process of having our smart contract audit. It's going to be audited by a group called Hosho, who has been doing a number of audits in this space recently. We've met them in person at some of the conferences that we've been to, and they're very, they have a very good reputation in the industry at these conferences. Beyond that, for extra security, we're going to be working with a number of individual developers and doing additional audits there. So our Solidity developer, his name is Bryn. He has done a number of courses within the consensus, and he's actually consensus certified. And so he has other partner developers who are certified by consensus as well, and we're going to be doing individual audits with them. So in total, we're actually going to have 3 to 4 audits on our contract, with 1 major audit from Hosho.
Yeah, so Hosho, you know, there are a couple of really great guys who we met in Barcelona and then again in Vegas. Had a number of conversations with them, and they're just extremely talented and good at what they do. So we trust them. You know, we're putting some you know, capital into that specifically just to make sure that we're as secure as possible.
Yep.
They do this around the clock, and that's really going to be something that establishes our smart contract as safe and secure, so anyone who participates in this token sale can trust that everything's going to go according to plan. Additionally, just for redundancy's sake, we did have Bryn go and reach out to a bunch of people that he met through consensus who are going to be double and triple and quadruple auditing the token contract. And all of this is on top of the fact that Bryn, our Solidity developer, is a fantastic developer as it is, and that the contract is probably fine as it is, but we just want to, again, add that level of redundancy to make sure that the token sale goes as planned. You know, in response to kind of certain events that have happened over the last several months, we want to assure everyone that with the Spectiv token sale, that's just not going to happen. We're putting a lot of time and effort to make sure it doesn't.
That's very important, yeah. Especially like you guys are setting a very, really nice foundation even before the ICO starts. Not to mention how much focus you guys are putting on security, which to me is of the utmost importance. Especially seeing like, not to mention the Parity Hack, which was, you know, terrifying.
Yeah, that was a I could only imagine the projects that were involved in that. It would be quite alarming.
So anyway, going back to some updates. So we've talked so far about Live to Relive acquisition, 2 new Solidity developers actually having our MVP before the token sale, and then token contract audit. Yeah, now let's talk about the platform.
Okay, one major update, which we haven't actually published anywhere live yet, we're going to be releasing it probably tonight or tomorrow, is that we've actually released our Spectiv virtual reality video streaming platform. So Spectiv VR, that site is now, it's official, it's public, anybody can go view it. The link is in the description to this. But in this interview, we're going to walk through it, give you some information on some of the partners that we have, some of the creators that we're working with, and just walk you through the platform from our perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we can start walking through that.
Awesome. Look at this.
Hold on, I'm coming back.
Is it shared?
Yep. You see it
Good.
nice and clear. Now this is spectivvr.tv. You guys can look at it right now from your computers if you want, or you can let Dylan walk you through.
Yeah, feel free to go to it while we walk you through it. But basically, to start, I just want to note that this is an alpha, right? So this is an early version. We've had our development team working on this for about 2 months. There's been a lot of late nights, and you know, this is one of the things that we raised money in a pre-sale. This is one of the things that some of this money has gone to producing this, so that we can integrate ads and integrate the token protocol into it when that releases. But with the fact that it is an alpha, as you use this, as you have a chance to go through it, log in, like create an account and such, feel free to email us any bugs, any issues that you find, so that we can continue updating this and making it better in future updates.
And reward you token.
Yeah.
We do have a bounty for bug auditing, so if you find any kinds of errors and things like that, we'd be happy to, you know, give you something you deserve.
Yeah, you will be rewarded if you find bugs that we end up going about fixing. So with that said, this is the alpha platform, so we'll have a featured video section here. We've actually literally just received a new mock-up, so we're revamping this front page, and that is going to be changed by the official release tomorrow. Again, we haven't officially released this yet, but I'm going to show you that real quick to give you an idea of what the new hero section, I guess, will look like.
And you guys are the first to know about it. I mean, Dylan just found about this, like, what, like an hour ago or something?
Yeah, we literally just got this 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right, can y'all see that? Here we go. All right, is that good?
Awesome, looks perfect.
So basically, we're trying to make the hero section of the site a lot more interactive, having more content in this initial section. So to walk through this real quick, basically we'll have a featured video in this section right here. You'll be able to see a featured video, a brief description, and then what will be here on the right will be recommended videos from that channel. So this is kind of becoming like a channel spotlight. And then this will be additional videos from that channel. And then these videos that you'll be able to scroll through will be other videos from other channels. And as you go to them, these videos on the left side will change to be other videos from that channel. So we're kind of trying to highlight channels within the platform while highlighting their featured videos and such.
Yeah, and real quick, so this is all just kind of like design and user interface stuff. You know, this is, as a viewer, this is what you're going to be seeing, right? But really what like most of our work on the development side has gone into is the back end, where you're going to be able to create an account, have account management, and most importantly, upload content. We've created a really great, robust system for 360 video producers to be able to come in, upload their content in an extremely quick way that's streamlined, you know, create descriptions and tags, and people will be able to comment on videos and share them and things like that. So what you see right now on SpectivVR.tv, we're definitely really excited and proud of what we did here, but this is mostly functionality and not so much design. We've got a few design updates we're going to be making over the next couple of days, but what we do want to emphasize is that on the back end, with how we're hosting data, how users are going to be able to upload it and things like that, we've created a really, really, really great system for it. And our CTO, Chris, is actually going to make a quick run-through YouTube video of, you know, how that whole process goes, how easy uploading is, managing account, etc. But yeah, we're really excited to announce to you guys that we've you know, released this platform. We haven't done the press releases yet for it, so you're kind of the first to know. But yeah, we really want you guys to come and check it out and let us know what you think.
So Nicola, I'm going to run through a quick video and talk about some of the features that we have in our video player.
Awesome.
When I go full screen, can you see this full screen video?
Looks
Perfect.
amazing. And so, I just want to say that I mean, it's impressive how much work you guys are putting in without, you know, before the actual ICO starting, and I'm already impressed. I can only wait and see how well this project goes after you guys get the proper funds to make this, you know, a success.
Thank you.
We're excited.
So, all right, I'm going to walk through a video real quick and show some of the stuff that you can do in a video. I'll probably walk through a couple to show the different varieties of videos. Now, first thing I want to mention is that this platform that we've built here, it would be nothing without content, right? And so one thing that we feel very appreciative to have is we have a lot of support right now from content creators in the space. We've personally reached out to a number of YouTubers and had a very good response from YouTubers in this 360 video space who, you know, there's some issues going on in the YouTube ecosystem right now. We feel like our signal token protocol addresses a lot of those issues, and because of that, we've had warm responses from them, and we've had people willing to partner with us and share content. So this first piece of content that I'm going to show you is from a YouTuber called TicerX. TicerX is the #1 in-game 360 video creator literally in the world, and he does it mainly through Minecraft-themed videos. I'm sure maybe there's some Minecraft fans here, but I'm going to show you a little bit of this video. I'm going to turn on the sound real quick so you guys can hear it. So you'll be able to notice that this video is full 360. So I can drag through, if you're on a desktop, you can just click on the screen, drag through the video and experience it from all angles. With that said, as Nick mentioned, we put a lot of work into functionality. So what you'll also be able to do, if you're viewing this on mobile, you'll be able to, you know, move your mobile phone around and view it in 360 like that. But what is really cool is that we're doing something that right now is not even available on YouTube. It's not available on Facebook VR, and that is browser-based virtual reality, browser-based 360 experiences. So you'll notice that in our video player, we have this little VR headset right here. If right now I'm on Chrome, and it's not available for Chrome yet, but if you click this, for one, if you're on any browser that it's not available for, it'll bring you here, which will show you how to experience it in VR. It'll tell you to go to a WebVR compatible browser, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. Or you can scan this QR code with your mobile phone. It'll pull up the video there. If you have a mobile VR headset, you can enjoy it in full mobile VR. With that said, if one example of a WebVR compatible browser would be Mozilla, so Firefox. If you went to our site in Firefox and opened up this video, and anybody out there owns a Rift or a HTC Vive, and you click this video will actually be ported into your Vive or into your Rift, and you'll be able to watch it in VR directly from the browser, which, as I mentioned, that's actually something that you can't do right now on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, in order to watch videos in a Rift or a Vive, you actually have to download secondary apps off like the Steam store called like Virtual Desktop. At which point then you have, which costs like $15 by the way, and then you have to copy and paste that video link into Virtual Desktop to be able to watch it in a VR experience. On our site, you're able to do it directly on the site.
That's cool. I just scanned the QR code myself with the phone where you guys were demonstrating, and I already got the link opened up, and then I'm gonna click open in my real quick with my phone and see how it looks. That's pretty cool.
Perfect. Yeah, no. So basically the point of that is, while we do have all these videos here, like for example, let's do time lapse of sunset, right? Are we screen shared right now, by the way?
Yeah, I see everything.
Okay, cool.
We see everything.
So awesome. So as you can see here, can you? Well,
What are you trying to show?
I'm trying to hide this navbar.
That's fine.
That's fine.
They only see this window.
Okay, cool. As you see here, we've got all our functionality here. This is where people do comments, and recommended videos are going to be here as we get tags in, description of the video, and then how to share the video, things like that, channel, whatever. Now, what the biggest thing is though is that with virtual reality, right? It's really cool that on a desktop we can play this experience and we can go and check it out in 360. That's awesome, but it's not true immersion. And so we want to do whatever we can to make that immersion process as easy as possible. Now, if you go to Spectiv on your phone, it's extremely simple, right? If you've got one of the $15, headset attachments, you go to Spectiv VR on your phone, you click on one of the experiences, you press play, plug it into your headset, and then you're in fully immersive 360, getting to watch, this entire experience. But if you're at a desktop, there becomes the question of, okay, how do we make this seamless and frictionless? How do we make it where if somebody's sitting here, they get to experience that immersion? And so we came up with the QR code system where, you simply click on the headset, you get the QR code, scan the QR code, and then it immediately takes you to that video on your phone, and then you can start running it on the headset. So, that's really our process here. We do see in the future our mobile app kind of outweighing kind of users on desktop and things because of how simple it is to plug into a headset and things like that. But overall, we're really excited with where we're at right now, and we think it's going to really help drive kind of VR adoption and things like that.
With that said, just to touch on the layout, right? We're very excited about our video page in particular, and watching videos, and take a minute and just experience that because we feel like it is significantly different from other platforms and such. And so we've tried to create, a way to have the full video experience if you want, but still allowing the community aspect and allowing people to, I think that one of the reasons Twitch is so successful is because of how community driven it is and how active the people are in interacting with the channels. As we implement live streaming, we really want to make that a focus of what we're doing. So we feel like this current layout is great for that. With that said,
Dylan,
go ahead.
I'm sorry for interrupting. You guys don't see my camera because my camera is going directly for you guys watching live on YouTube. And I'm actually I clicked on the QR code and I opened it on my phone right now, and I'm using my phone as a VR headset, and it's very sick. I love it. I can just move my phone around and I feel like I'm right there.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, and so while you're in the phone view, if you see that little the little VR headset in the corner, if you click on that and then pick what model the phone yours is and then plug it into like a Google Cardboard or something like that, you get there's all different kinds of levels to it. So no, man, thanks, Nicola. Yeah, we're really excited.
And then last thing that I want to touch on the alpha is, as Nick mentioned, if you are a creator, if you have any 360 videos, you can create an account. Well, you can apply to be a creator. You can create an account, start uploading videos, and then to touch on, I was touching on our partners earlier, and how fortunate we are to have partnered with a number of YouTube creators. Beyond that, we actually recently landed a partnership with the largest network of 360 content in the world. So their name is Blend Media. We've landed a contract with them to start licensing their content to our platform. To give you an example of how big Blend is, Blend represents about 500 content creators, and they have over 10,000 360 videos in their library. They're adding about 1,000 to 2,000 new videos every month. So right now, we're going to have about 250 videos from their library in this alpha. But then post-ICO, as we move forward, we plan to incorporate their entire library of videos. But again, very big partnership to have because they are the largest network of 360 content in the world. And so we're working with them to bring in content.
Yeah, and I'm already looking at using my phone as as the VR headset, and I'm showing you guys how it looks real quick on my phone. It's pretty awesome. Oh, it's not in focus, so you guys can't see it, but yeah, like it already works on the phone, and like what else can you ask for?
So one more thing, this isn't on the platform, but so I've stopped screen sharing. I just want to show you guys one thing. So Nick was mentioning the mobile capabilities. If you have a mobile headsets, we've actually so this was mentioned it's mentioned in our white paper briefly, but we're starting to do work towards it. So we have actually created our own mobile headset. You can see it here. It's the Spectiv VR mobile headset, to where you can put in your phone and such and enjoy mobile 360 experiences. With that said, after the ICO, as we most likely when we release our next version of this, so probably the Spectiv beta version, we're going to start a new user campaign where a limited number of new users who register to the site will actually, if they don't have a way to enjoy 360 content right now, they'll be able to provide us their address and be sent a free Spectiv mobile headset. So we'll be providing initial users the ability to watch these 360 videos in mobile VR.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get myself. That's awesome.
So wait for the announcement on that, probably starting in January or February.
Cool. So yeah, so we're really excited to give you guys all those updates. We have one last update before we kind of get into questions. Really, I'll let Dylan announce this one. Honestly, guys, this really is
super exclusive.
More on the exclusive side. As we were just kind of talking about before we even started this, I didn't know necessarily that I even wanted to mention it. As kind of like Nicholas was telling me, you guys are kind of like the inner circle and inner community with Spectiv, kind of, in the early supporter group and things like that. And so for that reason, we did kind of want to share it with you guys because it was pretty exciting. So I'll let Dylan take it away.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, we were reached out to. We've had some talks back and forth, and we've actually just been finalized. So the Fox Business Network has a show that they run called Innovations. Fox runs that show once every quarter. So they do it 4 episodes a year. Each episode, I think, is an hour-long episode that spotlights an emerging industry. And Q1 of 2018, they're going to be running an episode on blockchain. And basically, they're planning to have 4 to 5 companies that represent blockchain and technologies in blockchain. So on the advertising side of blockchain and the VR side of blockchain, we are going to be the company that's going to be on their show discussing, and educating the entire community in the world on what blockchain is, how it applies to businesses, how it applies to advertising in our case. And so, yeah, starting Q1 of 2018, there will be a show called Innovations. We don't know the exact date yet, but it'll be a live show that is streamed to over 100 million people worldwide through the Fox Business Network, the Discovery Channel Network, and a number of other channels. But don't, as Nick was saying, this is very exclusive. We will be doing press releases about it and such, but we are planning to mainly talk about this closer to the actual show, so probably January, February. But we wanted to let you guys know that is coming.
Yeah, so the episode is most likely going to be in March. Yeah. Yeah, we're really excited about it. So Fox is actually going to be flying down to our offices. They're going to be doing like 8 hours of filming. We're going to have to bring in some guests to talk and things like that. But overall, it's going to be like an educational thing where we kind of just talk about how we can really kind of use blockchain to decentralize the advertising space. But then they're also going to do some things for us, like help us shoot like a spotlight perspective and things like that. So we're really excited about it. Again, this is more of like a thing that's going to be far post token sale, but we did want to share it with you guys right now just because it is such exciting news. And Nicholas really convinced me that we should. So
whoa,
you got
that is very exclusive, and it is like it is my honor to have this information first. And you guys watching, like, if this doesn't make you like go crazy about Spectiv, I'm not sure what is. And by now you're already in love, so I want you guys to share this video with all your friends. Now, don't like make it too public because it's a super exclusive information, but like if you got really close friends, give them this video and share some love for this amazing project.
So
yeah, seriously, only for Nicholas, guys.
Right.
Only for you.
Yeah. So all right. So that's the majority of the updates that we have right now. We have a lot of things going on. We're always trying to make partnerships happen and things like that. But for right now, those are the main updates that we want to talk about in this. And I guess we can get into a quick Q&A and answer questions that people have.
Awesome. Now let's get in and dig into the questions. and there'll be $250, aka 500 SIGs, to the best question right here in the live chat. Let's get into the first question from Sud asking, do you plan to reach the gamers community and stream some live competitions in 360? And you guys already covered that with that, basically the featured Minecraft video. So this is gonna target, we gotta be targeting a lot of gamers, as I see, right?
Yeah. So to expand on that a little bit, right? Gaming is a huge industry, and it's I want to say it's probably the fastest growing industry in the world. Well, at least on the note, and I think this is what Sud is talking about. The eSports community is the fastest growing sport in the world. And one thing that we have talked about is as we get into the live event streaming, we would really love to start, you know, there are companies in the live event space right now. There's a company called Next VR, and they're doing partnerships right now. For example, they have a non-exclusive partnership with the NBA right now. And we do want to go after things like that, but one thing that I think would be a great start for a platform like this would be to start working with in the esports industry. And I have a note on that I want to announce real quick after this. But so we want to approach the esports industry and start doing live gaming streams in 360 of esports tournaments, like you said, like League of Legends tournaments, things like that, because we think that, you know, as we said, that is a fast-growing audience. Not only that, but those users that are enjoying events like that are also very likely to be our initial users, people that are interested in VR, people that are interested in 360. With that said, I did want to announce that. So we have connections in the esports industry already, and we have people who can connect us to those events. We're actually a part of the a blockchain-based gaming consortium that connects us to a number of other startups in the esports industry. And so we are kind of already identified as the advertising back to the esports blockchain community. But yeah, we definitely see gaming and esports as a huge avenue for this platform, especially for initial growth.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those new technology community things, right? Like one of the things that's so harmonious about Spectiv and you know, kind of the cryptocurrency community is just that anyone passionate about crypto is also passionate about new technologies in general, and for that reason, we've had a really warm response to our virtual reality platform. So it's definitely going to be kind of interesting to see how our initial kind of grassroots user base is made up of people who followed us from the crypto side, and in that same way, you know, on the VR side, it's almost kind of natural that people in the e-gaming world, the gaming world, and things like that kind of marry with our platform. So we're definitely taking steps toward that. Yeah.
Wow. And I want a quick shout out to Crypto Daily right here in the live chat, hanging out with us. He has his awesome crypto videos, and glad to have you here in the live chat. You're awesome, bro. And going back to the questions, Fort is asking, when do you expect your first sporting event or concert to be available in fully immersive VR? Do you have any like plans in 2018 when you would like to see this happen, or is it not like set in stone yet?
There's definitely nothing set in stone for that.
Right.
What is set in stone is us developing the functionality for live streaming events. That's 100% going to be a thing that happens within 2018.
Right.
But as far as us actually landing an event with a commercial organization, we can comfortably say that we'll likely have some live streamed events happening in 2018, but it'll most likely be with more indie organizations.
Right. I wouldn't expect it to be with like massive organizations, or, you know, tier 1 sporting events, things like that. Like we were saying, though, it's very possible that, you know, we could be get press badges and media badges and do live streaming of like let's back on the gaming thing, do live streaming of like the E3 convention. We could maybe do live streaming of a smaller esports tournaments, things like that. More indie-based things, more accessible things. But as Nick said, we are actually expecting live streaming to be available and functional on the platform in the next update that we do. So we're working on getting all of that functionality ready. Then we'll start working on the partnerships in that side.
Okay. And going back to the first update you guys gave us about that new technology you guys got, Justin is wondering, in the 360 experience you guys talked about in the first update with integrated ads, will there be a paid version that will be ad-free for the user?
So we haven't talked about that. The entire site will be free for the most part, right? Like videos for the most part will be free. People will be able to have premium channels if they want to have premium channels, kind of like they do on Twitch. There will be premium content like live events, original content, things like that. As Nick was mentioning, so we were giving a brief idea of how the ads will work, but it's very likely that first off, ads aren't going to be intrusive on the videos. If you're familiar with how ads work in like the movie space, right? There's ads all throughout Hollywood movies. You just don't see them. When a Hollywood movie is filmed and they're driving down a city, every billboard in that city is a company that bought an ad. If you see a Coke can on the table, that's Coke bought an ad to have that they're placed in that movie. It's full of ads. That's kind of how we see ads happening within 360 content. For example, if we were live streaming from like let's say a gamer was doing a live gaming stream and you could see like his nightstand in the background, with live Tour Labs technology, we could actually place a virtual Coke can on that nightstand in the background as a product placement. Now that's not gonna interfere with your video experience. It's not like an ad that's all over the place, but that is a paid ad that generates revenue for Spectiv and the creators and the viewers and the curators. So we want to make because these are 360 videos, we can work to make ads non-intrusive, and more of a thing that's just like, a part of the experience actually.
Yeah, and something I'm really excited about is the idea that someone is doing a 360 video stream, say in the middle of the street in Los Angeles, and there's a bunch of billboard advertisements in real life where they're streaming it. Why should we just let those advertisements forever get benefit from the video that they upload?
Oh, that's smart.
Really overlay advertisements on those banners, right? Is that way we can actually drive revenue and give new advertisers who are actually paying for attention that space, because that space is valuable. So that's the type of things that we're going to be doing to incorporate advertising. So advertising will be non-intrusive, but to go back and like really answer the question of will there be an ad-free situation, during alpha, of course, we're not going to have advertisers in our alpha stages. But once we do have advertisers, advertising is just going to be a thing that everyone's going to have to kind of have as a part of their experience. It's how Spectiv drives revenue, but again, it will be highly unintrusive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back to like the essentials, like even every T-shirt and every logo on every shirt is an advertisement. So I mean, it's not something you can get away from 100%. But the way you guys are doing it is very natural, and those ads are being not ads anymore. It's just a natural part of life, and you guys are making it feel that way. Yeah,
that's the goal.
And going to Philly's question, Philly D is an awesome YouTuber as well, covering fantasy sports. Love you, bro. What kind of coin incentives are you offering? So for people that have the coins, so he's asking, is like proof of stake, residual income, or how does this work?
So the coin is the function of the coin is to use it features within the Spectiv platform, right? And on that note, right, coin holders will have certain privileges by holding coins. They'll be able to receive discounts on content, channel subscriptions, maybe like exclusive things in the commenting box. So one thing that, again, referencing Twitch, is people who buy like premium subscriptions or subscribe to a channel, they're able to do special things like in the comment box. They're able to have special interactions with the channel owner, things like that. Those are the functions of the coin. The token is meant for purchasing content on the platform, whether that's live event streams, whether that's original content. And again, you'll receive discounts and exclusive access to those. But then also a big part of what we want to build, as we were mentioning, is this community, as a community-driven platform. So every video, regardless of whether it's live or not, users will be able to tip the content creator through a monetized tipping platform where it's like micro tips and transactions of rewarding the creator of that content. So that's another thing that you'll be able to use the token for.
Yeah, those are all utilities specifically within Spectiv.
Yeah.
But to kind of get back to the question, you were asking about I think income and incentive and things like that. Just real quick with that word income, do want to make clear that we don't make any claim or guarantee of income by holding our token. That's not what our token is about. It is not a security on which you can kind of earn any kind of dividends from. It is a utility product. Now, where that utility comes in is, yes, a number of functions on our platform, but on the decentralized application side, this token will be used for advertising, right? Where when an advertiser wants to buy attention, they create a smart contract that autonomously rewards people who drive attention to their advertisement with signal tokens. So basically what happens is an advertiser wants to run an ad campaign. Say they put 10,000 signal tokens into a smart contract. As people drive attention to their advertisement, those people will get rewarded with signal tokens. And then once that ad campaign is finished and all the tokens are depleted, now the entire community is holding signal tokens. And if the advertiser wants to run an ad campaign again to buy their attention, they have to buy it from that community. This creates a full circle ecosystem where advertisers have to constantly buy attention directly from the community if they want to actually run their ad campaigns. Now, as more and more advertisers enter the ecosystem, it's likely that, you know, their demand for that token goes up. So there's kind of like a number of different angles to look at it from. So on the decentralized side, that's where it kind of fits into the advertising ecosystem. And within the Spectiv platform, all the things Dylan mentioned, you'll be able to tip and buy premium content, etc.
And then just one more thing that we've talked about in the past, but it's actually really not like made clear in any of our documentation or such right now. So one idea that we kind of have floating is beyond working with just like major advertisers, right, to advertise on the channel, we also kind of want to create like an advertising marketplace. And I'm going to use this live stream as an example. So let's say Nikola was a holder of signal tokens. We want to eventually create a marketplace where Nikola could come in and he could be an advertiser. So he could set up an ad campaign around his channel, around this live stream, and offer signal tokens to people that drive traffic to that. So he could independently, you know, create a campaign where you, the viewers, could be sharing this video on your channels, driving viewers to watch this live stream, and be rewarded signal tokens directly from Nikola for doing that. So beyond working with just large advertisers, we also want to create an advertising marketplace where anybody can almost advertise anything and reward people that are driving viewership to them and traction to them signal tokens.
Yeah.
Awesome. And going back to the advertisement, I want to quickly drop in a question that was asked about advertising. Is Fort is wondering, how do you plan on bringing advertising revenue into the platform experience? So, do you have a plan of actually like executing the actual advertisers, marketing to them, or how does this work?
Yeah, so I'll touch on that. So just to start off, right, we're not going to immediately have a ton of advertisers on the platform. We're not going to drive millions of dollars in revenue initially. Obviously, that is going to take some time to grow. But what we can do is build partnerships that will allow us to start the advertising process and start driving advertisers to the site almost immediately. And with that said, so for example, in the VR space, a lot of startups in this industry want to work together to help grow this industry as a whole. And there's a startup called Immersive. They've received millions of dollars in VC funding, and they're the largest virtual reality advertisers startup in the world. And so basically what they do is they work with a network of advertisers to do advertising on 360 platforms and virtual reality platforms. Right now, they're specifically focused on apps, and we will have our own apps developing and releasing probably in 2018. But they're working on implementing their ads into browser-based sites as well. So we've had talks with them. We have a contract from them that once we're ready to, we're going to be signing and starting to do advertising with them. And basically, when we partner with them, we'll be able to immediately drive advertisers to our platform who are looking to advertise exactly to this audience. So that's how we'll be starting up. That's how we'll be testing the signal token protocol, getting our initial data and all of that. And then as we build the platform and the user base, we'll start to drive in more advertisers.
Yeah, which just to kind of add to what Dylan was literally saying earlier, that's not going to be a ton of like advertising volume that we get through Immersive. However, it is real advertising volume that we can use as data to really kind of further build out the signal token protocol,
right,
and kind of learn more about the dynamics and how people are interacting with the advertisers, optimize that so that other media platforms can kind of adopt it too.
Yep.
You guys pretty much covered it. Okay, that's pretty awesome. And I am having a special image gonna shown for you guys at the end of this video, because some amazing stuff being heard right here. And going to another stud question, a question from Stud. How do you guys plan to deal with competing platforms, not only in blockchain space, but with also big names also, prices for subscriptions, rewards, exclusive content? Do you have any plans on that? You want to cover right now? I think we already went over most of this stuff in the last Q&A we did on this channel. You guys can, I'll put a link for you guys in the description, but you guys want to add anything?
No, 100%. I mean, so it's a great question because there are competing platforms within this space of blockchain. And this may be something I mentioned in the video before, but any really important and inevitable application of blockchain will have multiple competitors. For example, decentralized real estate and kind of things like that, where you've got almost 100 different projects trying to figure out how to do that distributed ownership of real estate property and things. Attention is going to be the same way. Right now we've got, Spectiv, basic attention token, ADX, and there's a few more that I don't really know, and I guarantee you guys that, by the end of 2018, there will be like 100. There's going to be a ton. Right now we're really early, so one of the things to kind of address your point is that we are early such that whenever the huge flood of outside attention tokens comes in, we will at least have had that kind of like edge in time.
Yeah.
Now, as far as how we compare to the main projects, right, Basic Attention Token and ADX, Basic Attention Token is really awesome. It's more viewer focused though, and it runs through its browser. The point of Basic Attention Token is that it puts the power back in the hands of the viewer, where it enables you to say, hey, I don't want to see any advertisements, and if I do, I want to get paid for seeing them. Excuse me. So that's entirely what it's focused around, not so much on publishers and people who share content and things, just making sure that people who are on the web, surfing the web, are getting rewarded appropriately for all the advertisements that they're forced to see. Then outside of Basic Attention Token, we have ADX. ADX, again, is a really awesome project, roughly similar to us, but there's kind of two major differentiators. One, we are also focusing on curator rewards. We think this is going to be a huge component and maybe one of the major drivers of the Signal Token protocol, where people can get rewarded token for sharing links to content and driving attention that way.
It's kind of like what I was mentioning earlier, where like if Nikola, and it works on everything, like it works on if somebody shares a video from the Spectiv platform, but also it's the function of if Nikola wants to drive traffic to his channel, he reaches out to curators and rewards curators who drive that traffic to him.
Curators being people like, who have hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter or Facebook and things like that. Those people can now plug into the blockchain to get rewarded Signal token through our protocol, and that's something that ADX hasn't, integrated in their protocol or discussed at all. Additionally, the thing that is really exciting about Spectiv is that with our Signal token protocol, our attention token, we're not only creating it, but we're also going to be adopting it through our media platform. One of the biggest criticisms that Basic Attention Token gets right now is who's going to adopt. And then ADX will also face a similar challenge of once the token protocol is built, great, but what media platform in the real world is going to now take the risk to kind of jump with it and adopt it? With the Signal token protocol, that will be Spectiv. We will be using it. We will have a media platform with viewers and advertisers and things like that, so we can actually really see how this protocol works, build it out even better, and then invite other media platforms to help us build upon it. So those are the main differentiators in how we kind of plan to compete with the blockchain attention market.
And just to touch on that real quick, as Nick was saying, there will be a number of projects, and there already are, working on attention. But highly recommend everybody out there to look at the teams, look at what they're doing, but importantly, look at are they driving partnerships? Do they have use cases? For example, we do have the Spectiv use case, but we've also been approached by a number of media platforms in the blockchain industry, from news outlets to podcasts, things like that, to where those companies want to sign up and be a part of the Signal token protocol after that's launched. And so those partnerships will be announced as they happen in the future. But look at the teams, how they're working. For example, our entire team is local. We walked you through our office last time. We work here every day together. You can see our faces. Just keep all of that in mind and make your own judgment. Find the project that you think has everything going for it. If you think that's us, awesome. If you think it's somebody else, wish you luck in that. Just keep all of that in mind, like a whole scope of everything going on with the company and what goes on behind the scenes.
Now, speaking of actual people making their own decisions about investment, Zarjay wants to know, can you go over some benefits of the blockchain with this, and will really bring value to what will the blockchain really bring value to this use case you guys are using?
I mean, I can definitely speak to that. Here, I'm taking notes of all the questions so I can remember them. Blockchain value to our use case. So it's a great question. So the reason why we came up with this concept for decentralized advertising is actually because we are a virtual reality platform. What I mean by that is that we've been passionate about virtual reality for years now, and we always knew we wanted to make this platform, but we kind of seen what was going on in the space with adoption, right? Where right now there's some friction. People aren't so quick to go out and buy an Oculus, and they're not so quick to go out and get an HTC Vive, or even the headsets from Walmart and things like that. So adoption has been a little bit slower than people have expected. And so that's tough. So we knew that if we were going to get into the virtual reality space, that we were going to want to do something to actually address that and drive attention and adoption to virtual reality strategically. And so, being big kind of like crypto enthusiasts, we looked to the blockchain and saw that, using kind of transparent and decentralized applications for the buying and selling of attention, we would be able to create a much more effective way of doing advertisements. And if we put that into our platform, that we would be able to drive greater attention and greater adoption to virtual reality in general, thus making our virtual reality platform much more likely to succeed. And so that's where the two kind of married each other. Now, we originally created that token specifically for use within Spectiv. We were just going to have it fixed to the Spectiv virtual reality platform, and that's it. But, as a responsibility kind of to token holders and the token itself, we knew that it would probably be best if we made it decentralized, and that if we did want advertisers to use the token, it couldn't just be for Spectiv virtual reality. It would have to be a token protocol that any media platform could use. That way more advertisers could plug into it, and then Spectiv could benefit from those greater advertisers. So to answer the question, the long and short of it is that we're a virtual reality platform. We have to do something differently to drive attention. And so this token is really going to help us do that.
And again, just to touch on that, so we've been asked this. We did a number of conventions like Coin Agenda, Blockchain Expo, and such, and we're doing a couple others coming up. But we do get asked this question a lot, and I like to explain the problems that are going on in the centralized advertising space right now and how decentralizing advertising addresses those problems. So I'm going to use YouTube as an example. You look at the YouTube ecosystem, and right now it's kind of a mess. There's what's happening in YouTube right now. A lot of people are calling it like the adpocalypse, right? And it basically stems from the fact that Google owns a monopoly over web advertising. 100%, like there's social media advertising, but just web-based advertising, Google has a monopoly on that. And they own all of the data in the advertising space, and they keep all of that for themselves. But also because of that, and because they're a centralized entity that has a monopoly, they can do whatever they want. And they own YouTube. So what's happening right now on YouTube is content creators, first of all, we don't think they're receiving their equal share of how much they should be earning from ad revenue. YouTube takes a 45% cut of the ad revenue, meaning the creators only get a 55% cut.
That's huge.
Yep. YouTube has the ability to choose who gets paid. And what's happening right now is that advertisers a couple of years ago realized that maybe some of their ads were being shown on creators' videos or videos that they didn't want to associate their brand with. And YouTube didn't really have a solution for how to fix this, so their solution was demonetize every channel and every video that has any content or title that is a little bit on edge. Like, not even bad, but maybe they just have a couple cuss words in their video. YouTube is just demonetizing all of these channels and all these videos, and what that means is that they're taking ads off of their videos so that those creators don't earn revenue anymore. We don't think that a central entity should have the ability to completely control what creators get paid and what creators don't get paid. So that's why we're creating the system that connects the advertiser directly to the creator and cuts out that middleman of YouTube and Google. We think that this will solve those problems. It'll put more money in the hands of the creators. It allows advertisers to almost choose what creators they want to associate their brand with. There's a lot of brands out there that are edgy brands, and they want to be associated with a creator that's a little bit edgy, and we want to allow them to make that partnership happen. So that's where the decentralization comes in.
And going back to what's happening on YouTube, it's very scary that this one person or entity has control over people who live off of YouTube. Like you can just switch off their life income just like that, and then demonetize them, and then what? They have to like choose a new career basically.
It's happening to anybody. Like it's happening to channels that have 10 million subscribers. They're losing their revenue, and they really don't know what to do. I've seen YouTubers that have 10 million subscribers change and start doing videos on Twitch just because they can make more money there than they make on YouTube. They're releasing videos and earning like $3 off a video that has like 500,000 views, where they should be getting like $3,000 on that video, but they've just been cut out.
I think you're right, and I think that you're using a great word there, which is it's scary. Like just have the lights turned off. Like it's not just like, oh, it's going to happen video by video. Sometimes it's just your whole channel just gets a wall put on it, and there goes your livelihood. And so that's kind of the beauty of decentralization, where we can kind of take away even the most remote possibility that can happen. We just create a decentralized marketplace where advertisers can connect directly with publishers, so that we would never even be able to make that decision if we wanted to. That protocol is autonomous and decentralized on its own. So yeah, no, I think that's a great point. Yeah.
And now going to more like technical questions about the stuff happening behind the scenes that most people won't even see. Seth wants to know what are your plans regarding platform infrastructure? Like VR content can eat up a lot of disk space and bandwidth. How do you so how will you scale with growing user base and more videos?
Yeah. So on that note, right, we are first off, we have really strong development team here, and our CTO Chris Pena is a very experienced developer. He makes a one way that he makes a living is actually in teaching other people how to develop. He has a YouTube channel with a large following on here. He's taught development at a number of developer accelerators here, and he's very strong. And he's personally brought on the developers that we have with us here. So just want to make that note. In addition to that, we've brought in external consultants who specialize in scaling companies, who specialize in scaling for a project like this, and brought them on to consult our developers so that we are ready for that. And with that said, right now we have the infrastructure set up for if as Spectiv VR.tv, as this VR platform scales, we have it all set up in AWS, where our servers and everything build with the scaling of the platform. So we we agree 360 content takes up a ton of space, a lot more space than regular videos. So we had to prepare for that to happen, and that's why I said we've brought in consultants. We've made sure that it will scale as the platform scales, as the user base grows.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, to answer the question kind of like in short, we're using AWS. It's a pay-as-you-go system that, we only really pay like as it scales up. But it is a huge concern, but it's not one that we can't get around. For the most part, for pre-produced content, that's relatively straightforward. What's really going to be kind of tough that we do have to figure out is going to be live streaming. How exactly are we hosting and delivering that data? Because that can get, the bandwidth on that can get a little bit difficult. And the main answer to that question is just going to be that, early on, we're only going to host a limited amount of live stream events for which we're going to have our hands kind of all over that, making sure that things are going well. But the biggest challenge right now is going to be community-based live streaming, where like any random person from anywhere in the world can go on and live stream virtual reality. Getting to a point where that is possible, that specific kind of niche application, is going to take some time and development, but we have no doubt that it's well within the scope of our developers.
And don't expect it to be perfect immediately, right? Like as I mentioned, we're expecting to start bringing in live streaming in the next update, probably Q1 of 2018. It's not going to be flawless initially, and that's why we need this community. We need the cryptocurrency community and all of our supporters and such to use the site, to tell us what's going wrong, to send us bugs. And so just wanted to add that.
I mean, and even Skype, which I'm using right now to speak to you guys directly, isn't perfect. If you were to pick apart the live stream, you would see a small glitch here and there. But it's just amazing that you guys already have all this stuff that's already out, and you guys haven't really even received the main funding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you wouldn't mind going to like more technical stuff about the coin, Ruben doesn't really understand and wants to know: is there a possibility of more tokens being generated after the ICO? You just quickly could just cover that for how this token is works.
Could you repeat that question?
Basically,
Is it possible?
Can you make more coins after the ICO? It's very simple.
No. It's run on an Ethereum-based smart contract where what is generated in the token cell and in that smart contract is the most that could ever be generated.
Yeah. So and that's going to be made clear. So as we mentioned, we just put the code in for our token into our GitHub. It's also going to be getting as we mentioned before, triple and quadruple audit and things like that. But overall, community can go in and look at the code, and conditions are set such that no token can be created after. This is a limited supply token.
The one possibility that there is, and this wouldn't be an increase in token supply and such, but as years go forward, technology develops, and we have to make sure that our technology stays in line with the current developments. So it's possible that we may bring updates into the token protocol the same way that Ethereum is bringing updates into its network, Bitcoin tries to bring updates into its network. We may have to bring in updates to just be current with the technologies, but we're not gonna be generating additional tokens and such simply because we can't. It's in the smart contract, it's set.
Yeah, and even then, for the most part, most updates that happen to our token are going to be occurring through just the ERC20 standard, meaning that as the Ethereum Foundation kind of further fleshes out how Ethereum works, gas and things like that, it just kind of automatically updates with our token. But again, in short, no, we cannot create any more tokens after the crowd sale finishes.
And theoretically, how the economy works is that it's a fixed supply, and the bigger the demand, the price inevitably has to go up.
Right.
Now, speaking about the actual platform itself, which uses this. Pontus wants to know, as a consumer on the platform, will you be paying for content, or will it be paid by ads alone, or will there be some combo like YouTube Red? Do you want to quickly cover any additional stuff you want to talk about how you guys were getting the content itself?
It's definitely going to be a combination. So right now we are paying for content because we don't have the advertising revenue to bring these creators. So right now we're working on a deal of, we pay for each piece of content that comes in to reward these content creators that are uploading to the channel and such. As we bring in advertisers, the majority of their revenue will then come from advertisers and tips from viewers and such who are watching it. But then as we grow our platform and such, yes, there will be, premium channels, there will be premium content where if a creator wants to, let's say they make a very high quality series of videos, they could make that technically each video cost let's say 100 signal tokens, right? And at that point, they would be getting paid, not necessarily for uploading the video, but they'll be getting paid for people viewing the video. So there's a lot of ways that the system will work. There's a lot of ways creators will get paid, and ways that Spectiv will earn revenue in that ecosystem.
That's great. Do you guys want to nominate any questions so far? We all basically covered most of the questions. If I skipped any of the questions, they have been already covered in the previous Q&A, which I will link down below. Did you find any questions particularly interesting you want to nominate real quick?
Let us look at Nick has a list right here, all the questions. Give us 1 minute to look at it, and then we'll let you know.
Okay, take your time. I'm gonna scroll through questions one more time myself just to see if I didn't miss anything. I do my best, guys. So one very special person from this live stream chat will be getting 500 SIGs, and that perfectly aligns with the 250 subscribers which this channel has right now, because the worth of those SIGs right now is $250. So that's pretty cool. And let's give them 30 more seconds to decide while I go through the questions real quick. And shout out to Dan, and they call me Dan. Awesome channel. Thanks for moderating this live chat. You are amazing, and you're the first person who got me into crypto, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready.
So I'm gonna announce my 3 favorites, and Dylan's gonna go ahead and say who the winner was. So we had the question about, how are we going to be bringing advertisers into the platform early on? Very good question. It's a really important thing that we have to address. Secondly, can we speak on competing blockchain advertising platforms? That's just a really important question. It's one that we get asked quite a bit, but that never takes away from the importance of that, and it's something that we think about, really all the time. Third was, what is the blockchain value to our use case? And that's where we kind of talked about, how much it can really help us, being that we're in the virtual reality space and with the whole adpocalypse kind of climate going on and stuff like that. So those 3 questions, really great. And I'll let Dylan now announce the winner of 500 SIGs. Which question was the best?
All right. So so the winner that we chose will be, and we don't know the user, so find the user and announce their name. But it's the question that asks how to bring advertisers into the platform. Reason why we chose this as a winner is because it's a question we actually have not been asked too often. But it is very important, and it allows us to talk about the way that advertising in 360 and in virtual reality is completely different than advertising on a YouTube channel. It's, there may be a video, an ad video that pops up before a video, but we're not trying to do that as our main source of ads. As we mentioned, we want to create non-intrusive ad experiences that become a part of the video themselves. And I think, this question allowed us to highlight that and let people know how that works, and so we decided to choose that for our winner.
Yep.
Well, good job to Frost Mesta, who asked that question. The original question is, how do you plan on bringing advertising revenue into the platform experience? That's an awesome question. Thanks for coming to this live chat, and you are the winner. Congratulations. I'll make sure you get that Ethereum address you posted right there. We'll get 500 SIGs as soon as the ICO is over. Good job, bro. And
Nicholas, we'll have you send us his address just so that we make sure everything is good, and we'll put it down to receive tokens after distribution.
And he was smart and posted his Ethereum address right away with the question. He knew he was going to win. He's a smart guy.
Cool.
So you got to think ahead. What do you guys want to end with? Anything very special?
Man, we ran through all of the updates in the beginning. I don't have anything to talk about. Maybe Nick does.
No, really. Yeah. I mean, we're really excited. We're glad to have another talk with you. These are always really fun. Awesome questions from everybody. Really. Again, updates. It's been great to kind of let you guys know about the Live Tour Labs acquisition, the token contract being audited, and we've got 2 new Solidity developers that we brought on. Spectiv VR Platform Alpha now live. And then, of course, exclusively for you guys to know that, we are engaged with the Fox Business Channel for the episode that we're going to be airing in March. So yeah, keep posted for that. It should mean good things for you guys. And yeah, it's been a great interview.
Thanks for watching. It means a lot. Again, if you're new to our project, check it out, spectivvr.com. And we'll probably schedule 1 more of these to do with Nicola probably in about 3 weeks right before our live token sale, where we can go through all the updates that we have between now and then and talk to you about that. So
it's always a pleasure, and each time I'm surprised how many new things I learn, even though I consider myself very well informed. I mean, each time all these awesome questions bring all this gold information, and that's Fox update is just mind-blowing. I'm gonna leave you guys with a very special picture of a Lambo on the moon just for that awesome update. I will see you guys later.
Cool. Awesome, man. Take it easy. Bye.